Hello and welcome to the Salisha Show. And y'all, don't be surprised if this airs on Black Hair in the big leagues as well. You guys, my heart is so Twitter pated today. My guest is somebody who I think is so freaking cool. He made his Broadway debut way back when in Hairspray. He's done Motown, Dreamgirls, Tarzan, Shrek. We're talking lead roles in these, by the way, folks. Shrek, Crybaby, and Sister Act, just to name a few. He's got a hilarious Instagram and TikTok account that he has just such a great, hilarious, and relatable presence on. He created his own one-man show, which he toured throughout the country to sold-out audiences. He's also appeared on The Daily Show, The View, and I most recently spotted him opening up the Tony Awards, which is so special because we've been in this pandemic and we've not had a Tony Awards. We've not had live theater. And he's one of the first faces that we saw as the industry has come back. You guys, please help me welcome my guest today, Chester Gregory. Woo!
Hey, what up, Hercules?
Hercules, come through. Chester, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you and where are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me. I am in Los Angeles, California.
I figured you said PST. I was like, is he on the West Coast? I'm over here like, okay. Yeah. I'm in New York right now. So
okay.
Is that where you live full time?
This is where I live full time now. Yeah. I was in New York for 10 years and then I moved out here a few years ago. Yeah.
That's real. I'm from California, so I get it.
Oh.
I get it.
Yeah.
Would you ever come back out here?
If work brings me out there, yeah. But who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
It was 80 degrees yesterday, so I'm like, ooh, 80 degrees in October sounds good.
Dang. Wait, so can we talk about you on the Tony Awards? That was awesome.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I got the call like basically a week before the Tony Awards.
No.
And I was like, what? Like, okay, I get to, yeah.
Wait. A week?
It was like a week. It was like that Thursday or Friday before.
See, okay.
Yeah. So like what? 10 days? Something like that. Yeah.
I feel like Broadway's been playing some games. I'm like, why y'all not tell nobody nothing? How come we have to play all these guessing games? When is things happening? They told you 10 days before.
Yeah, but it was all right. I said, okay, cool. I get to see my Hairspray family and I get to go to New York. Well, all right. Well, I know what my plans are for next weekend,
Right.
So.
And how was it to see your Hairspray fam?
It was fantastic. Mark Shaman has just been one of my favorite people. As you know, Hairspray was my Broadway debut. And so that show has always been special to me because even before it was my Broadway debut, it was like one of the first shows I'd ever seen on Broadway, and I fell in love with the show. So then a year later to actually be in the show, it's just has all this, sentimental value to me. So it was, I just felt at home. It's good to see Marissa, Matt Morrison, Darlene Love was with us, and Carrie Butler.
That is so cool. And also, you were wearing a jacket that said,
Black Art Matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a story behind that?
I just wanted, during the pandemic, there was a lot of performance activism happening and a lot of people blacking out their profiles and stuff like that. And there was a lot of apologies from white creators who did not listen to the Black artists who they were speaking for in their writing or their directing and all of that. And so during the pandemic, it was like this epiphany moment for white creators saying, oh, I get it now. And so then, now we're in the era where Broadway is kind of reopened and a lot of those conversations and a lot of that activism that was happening is not happening. And people just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, we're back open. Okay, cool. And it's like, wait. Let's not forget, what we talked about. Let's not forget that there's still work to do. And so, I called up a friend of mine and his name is Tony Jones. He's a Black designer and he does a lot of different designs. And we actually been working together for years. He's been doing like jean jackets of mine. And I recently started having him do tuxedo jackets as well with words written out and things like that, And so it was important for me to be my authentic self and also say something that is important to me. Black art matters. Every single show that I've done on Broadway, I've always spoken with the creative team about what I felt was proper representation and what I felt was not. And most of the time I was heard, especially in Hairspray. They heard me and they allowed me to interpret Seaweed the way I felt was true to how I wanted to present him as an artist, and as an actor, as an artist, and something that's true to the era and the period and stuff like that. And so, I was nervous. I was scared as hell to
Okay, I
wear
was
that
gonna
shirt.
ask. I'm like,
Um,
but
I didn't know how people would respond to it. Um, and
I
a lot
think
of
it's
people compared it
memorable
to
in a
like some of
very
the stuff
good
that
way.
happened at the Met Gala and stuff like that, but it actually
Yeah.
didn't have anything to do with with the dress that said "tax the rich" or anything like that. Like I've been having stuff that was written on it. It was more so about really still saying something. You know,
What would you say to um I'm going to speak like for me. Going back to the industry, it can be like, okay, well, here we're back. Uh-oh, here's all the white people. Like it can be easy to, like you said, like not say anything and forget our power. What would you say to encourage people who are going back into the industry? I mean, to be able to advocate for ourselves, like I don't you
I
just
would
you're go on.
yeah, I would say your voice matters. It always matters, and stick by your convictions, right? Um, Now everybody's convictions are different. They're different, right? But you have to stick with yours. And so, even when it's not popular, like like as we know, this kind of thing was very popular last year, this year is less popular to say, "Hey, my Black life matters, my Black
Right?
art matters." Hey,
Right.
hey, hey, you know what I mean? And so I've never been. Um, I'm not gonna say I've never been afraid. I've been afraid a bunch of times, but I've never not spoken up. I always have from every single show. Hairspray, Tarzan, all of them. They all knew, and like I said, the majority of them heard me. And it's because I also had a foundation in theater, in Black theater, before I had my Broadway debut. And so, though Broadway was a dream of mine, it wasn't the end all be all, because I felt so supported by a community of Black actors that supported me. I started in the Chicagoland area with the Black Ensemble Theater and with the Chicago Theater Company, and just a community of even actors and stuff that were in New York that always mentored me and supported me and stuff like that. And so by the time Broadway came around, I was like, okay, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be on Broadway. Um, but Hairspray is a comedy musical about the civil rights movement. And okay, sure, some fantasy. Tracy Turnblad leads the civil rights movement. Okay, okay, what I mean. Okay, now let's. All right, this is fun. What I mean. Again, I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows.
I never thought about that, Chess.
But like, okay, cool. But
Cool.
like,
Cool, cool,
let's
cool,
keep in
cool.
mind that we're talking about 1962, and segregation and fighting for equal rights and equality and all of that stuff. And I felt me having a jacket that made a statement. Hairspray was the perfect show because that's what Hairspray about. Hairspray is
Yeah.
about people who stand up against injustice, who fight
Yes.
racism, all
Yes.
while on a TV show. So
Hello.
I was like, oh, it's perfect, And so,
It's perfect and it's memorable. There was a few moments that night where people, like I think it was Kenny Leon, don't quote me on that, and Britton Smith and you, when you guys were up there, like those two were speaking and they brought me to tears, because it was like, oh yeah, they are reminding everybody that this is still relevant. You did the same way, and it was more subtle, but not at the same time. Very
mhm,
smart, and it is inspiring. That's all I want to say, is that it's inspiring and a good reminder so that,
mhm,
okay, we can keep going forward. And
we can
okay,
keep
and so
going
I have
forward. And
I
what I
have
would
another
say
question.
to, oh, okay, I want to, okay.
No, go, 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 go.
We were told like I had ideas at the same time, right? But I did have a, so that what I want to say to not aspiring, sorry, what I want to say to the next generation of actors, or even the present generation of actors and performing artists, that your voice always matters. And even if you're afraid to speak up, do not let that prevent you from um, speaking out against your convictions, or, whatever, what I mean? So I, again, I was terrified, and, and I had a separate jacket just in case they didn't want me to perform in that jacket at the Tonys.
Really?
I had one without any words on it or anything, because I knew that the red carpet was going to be my statement, but I didn't know how they would feel about the show. But nobody said anything, so I was like, great. So then when the number ended, we all had our fists up, but I turned my back and had the Black Art
Yes.
Matters, and
Oh, yes.
I just did what I felt was right. And so, but when I turned back around, I could see, like,
Yeah.
various Black actors pointing at me like, yes, we see you, we're with you.
We see
Thank
you.
Thank you. I'm like, and so that was it.
Have you always been able, this is not what I was going to ask you next, but have you always been able to advocate for, I mean, you just said that you have always advocated for yourself in shows, but what I mean is, growing up, like, what kind of household did you have? In terms of, did they encourage you to speak your mind? Did they encourage you to, like, play it safe? Like, so that for you to be where you are now?
I think what I really think did it is, I'm definitely grateful for my family who supported me in the arts. I have been a person who struggled with self-doubt the majority of my life, and being an introvert and being shy and all of those things that a lot of artists are. Totally, I am. Completely.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I don't believe you for a freaking second.
I am. So, like, here's a couple of things, right. So the videos or whatever, or those are things that I get to share, that I'm passionate about, and I'm alone at home. So,
Yes. Fair
so
enough.
The quarantine period and all of that has been a way for introverts to really share
Shine.
how they are. Yeah. Where the extroverts are like, or even the ambiverts are like, I need to get out and see some people. The introverts are like, oh, I'm at home. All I gotta do is play like I play or whatever, and in front of this camera, and share some ideas and pretend it's one of my close friends, and then boom, you know what I mean? And so, like,
that.
and so,
Okay.
so a lot of people are like, where did all this stuff come from? But
It's
my
so
close
good,
friends who
yes.
I've been silly with and talk about this stuff with or whatever, they knew all along. But for so long, I felt that I was only adding value to the world while I was portraying somebody else. And so while I was portraying somebody else, so I always kind of viewed performing artists like superheroes, right? And so when you are in your day-to-day life, you are Clark Kent, right? And so you're just a person like everybody else. And then when you hit that stage, or it's time for you to do your art, that is when you throw on your cape. That's when you become Superman, and you have to have, you can't have any doubt or anything. This is what you are made to do. This is your specific thing. Go for it. You know what I mean? And so when it came to things about my career, art, things I wanted to share, I spoke out because I felt that I was only here because of my ancestors and the people that paved the way for me to do what I'm doing now. And so they faced greater adversity than I have. So yeah, I damn well better be able to, to speak up if something is, a magical Negro role, or you want me to coon. I'm not going to do that.
Come on.
So
yes.
That's, and I've said this to creatives in rooms. I have.
You're brave. I'm not there yet, honey. I'm trying, honey. Okay, last week I went in for a fitting for the show that I'm doing next, and they gave me my undergarments and my tights were not my skin color, and I was
nude.
Yes. Right, a little
Right.
side eye, right? But
Right.
I wanna commend the wardrobe team because before I could even work up the courage to say something, they were like, "I see that your tights don't match. I see that. So we're gonna fix that. If you already have a brand in mind that you know works for you, let us know, we will hunt it down, and if not, we'll make sure that we bring in options, so that you are comfortable with the color of your tights." And in that moment, I felt very seen. Something small, but not small, because I mean, you got to wear
Mhm.
them eight times a week, right? So, what is it for you if you're in a show, on set, wherever you are? What, and it can be something small, it can be something big, it can be something, whatever. What makes you feel seen?
What makes me feel safe is
S-
knowing that I have the
Seen
trust.
or
Oh,
safe?
seen?
Seen. But you can also answer with the safe too, because we love all of that.
What makes me feel seen?
Like when you're in a show,
Uh-huh. Okay, so are you talking during the creative process or during performances? During the creative
any of
process?
it, any of it. Backstage,
I would say
on.
what makes me feel seen is when I am with the creative team and I can feel that they trust me
Mm,
to then trust my instincts and then really explore the role, whatever it is, without with as little as doubt as possible, with play and without judgment. And so those things make me feel seen. Also, and then with the freedom to express, my thoughts and feelings. So this is another thing that I, would like to emphasize to performing artists is that it is always a collaboration. It's not a dictatorship at
mm,
all. So
I love that.
those things make me feel seen. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, can we talk about your hair?
Okay. Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah. I use this black owned company called Miss Jessie's, and
Oh, we love a
I've
Miss
been
Jessie's.
Miss Jessie's. Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
hipped a lot of the Broadway community to Miss Jessie's. I've been using Miss Jessie since 2005.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some statements to make and I've got a lot of questions. First, I want to say that you've got such a beautiful head of hair. It is so
Thank you. Thank you. And
awesome.
thank you, Miss Jessie's, Miss Jessie's curly buttercream and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Have you always embraced your curls, Chester?
I grew up in the 80s when like Jerry curls and all that kind of stuff was in, and people thought I had a Jerry curl, but I didn't mind whatever because I just was doing, my Michael Jackson stuff and all of that. You know what I mean? And so, pull my little hair down to the front, you couldn't tell me nothing. But then there was a period of time I was like teased or like people were like, "What are you? Are you black?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm black. Both my parents black. Both my grandparents black. Like, what you talking about?" So,
Mhm, me too.
so there were times I felt, kind of like, wondering why, I was being like teased sometimes for it, but I was like, whatever. I'm always going to embrace my hair. And I grew up with my mom telling me that my uncle, who also had curly hair, was teased for having curly hair and was needed to get an afro, and so he like damaged his hair. So it would, I mean, he would have an afro regardless, but he damaged his hair so it would look other than how it was naturally looking. So yeah.
Have you always worn your hair long? Like you've got hair, Chess.
No, I haven't. I've gone through some periods when I was like, let me cut all this hair off, and almost had like a buzz cut a couple of times.
Like I can't
Or
even picture you with a buzz cut. I've only like seen videos of you and talking to you now with like like long hair.
uh
I can't even
huh.
picture it cut short. I can't. It's such like a staple. I feel like, I mean, you're allowed to change and morph as much as you want, but it definitely suits you so awesomely. Like it's awesome.
Thank you. I started growing my hair back out in 2019 when I when I cut it all off. I had like a buzz cut. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let my hair grow. And so I just let it grow. And, I do like trim it, but I have not combed it. I don't comb it.
Okay,
I have
great.
them cut the sides, but as you can see, this is locked here. Curly
Oh,
locks or whatever.
you
But
never do like you never go through a detangling thing. You just
mm-mm.
you. So what's your process? How do
I
how do
wash
you
my
use
hair.
Miss?
So I wash my hair with the Miss Jessie's shampoo, and then I use the Miss Jessie's conditioner, and then I use the Miss Jessie's curly buttercream or the gel or whatever, and I take care of it. And I actually have this next to me. The King's Crown is like a thing that you sleep in
Yeah,
for
yes,
men. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Oh, I love
I've recently
that.
learned to keep my hair covered at night to keep it moisturized and to have it so it doesn't break off and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's
Okay,
been mhm.
so you said like the back is like locked and you don't do too much to it, but your front curls look very defined when you feel like doing them. So what do you not do anything to the front either? How is it just like bomb in the front?
I literally take the it's Jesse's like this, wet my hair a little bit, and then I'll be like, and then I'll sometimes put something on my hair too, like a headband to kind of push it back because I don't want we're not doing bangs. You know what I mean? So like I push it back a little bit so it'll be won't be doing that, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, how about this? When you're in a show, do you are you ever have you ever been wigged? Are you ever wigged? Do you prefer to have your own hair? Do you prefer a wig?
For shows, wig. I prefer a wig all day because then you can just wear your hair in its natural state however you want to. I mean, I've definitely cut my hair for roles and even had it pressed for roles and stuff like that, playing characters in the '60s and all that, where
Oh.
I'll have a hot comb on my hair and all that.
Oh
No, no, no,
god.
no, no, not no
No.
more, not no more.
No.
You, wigs.
Maybe
There's
maybe
a
for
whole
one night
department and a whole
only.
union where people do that. Professionals that do that, let them do it, and that's what it's there for. So yeah.
Okay, so if you had to get into a wig today with as much hair as you have, what's your wig prep? What would your wig prep be?
I've always been terrible at wig preps, so
And
I would just slap it all under a wig cap, and yeah, like I don't like I'm not gonna go through like making the things that I see people do. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna throw it under a wig cap, and I've
um
worn a wig for some of my videos, and I threw it under a wig cap, and it worked. So shrinkage is real. You know what I mean? So wet it a little bit, throw that wig cap on there. I'm sure people are cringing when they hear this. This is what I'm doing.
but here's the thing though, you've done so many Broadway shows, so even if what you do, even if you don't think, "Oh, I just do this," like, it's still a thing. You still have
Hmm.
gotten hired, you've still kept getting work, all of the things, so it is one way to approach it.
Yeah, yeah, true.
How do you feel about facial hair in a show? Are you okay with, like, having to shave every day? Are you like, "I ain't shaving for nothing and nobody?" Like, what do you think about
No, I
that?
mean it's whatever the role calls for. So if the role has facial hair, I prefer to keep my facial hair. But if I have to shave for a role, it's what I have to do. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have so many hair questions because I just am so I mean, I have a hair podcast, but I saw somewhere that you also toured. You toured with, was it Dreamgirls?
Motown, Sister Act,
Motown.
Dreamgirls.
Okay, so if you are on tour with a show as a man, not even just a man, a black man, you have to get were you first of all, were you wigged for any of those shows? Or I
Yes.
should did you have to wear your own hair out in any of those shows? Is what I should ask.
No, Sister Act is the only show I wore my own hair,
And you toured with it?
and I toured with it as well. Yeah. Originated the role on Broadway, and then a year later, I joined the tour for about 7 months or so, something like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Those who can't even see my face right now, I just geeked out just like a little bit. I'm still like a little theater nerd. I am. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. You're probably in my playbill from when I would like come out to New York and like see a show. Well, I guess what I want to know is like if somebody is on tour and okay, so not everybody knows what to do with black hair. And I
Hmm.
think it's becoming a part of the conversation now. But we're, um, how do I say this? Were you able to like? Did you trust the people backstage to cut your hair? Did you have to find random barbers in the cities that you were in? Um, did you cut it yourself? How did you navigate when you had to wear your hair out on tour? Like keeping it
Um.
manicured or however you
So
wore it.
for tour, I know for the what I can speak for is for Hairspray. I mean, I didn't tour with Hairspray, but they allowed the men in the cast to pretty much the black men in the cast to all go see a barber and like the same barber, and then that barber would be paid by the show.
Oh,
Yeah. So way back in 2003, the Hairspray team was forward with that conversation, and they
that's
allowed us
great.
to go. So we all went to the same barber, and who would take care of us, and a lot of us still see him today. His name is Steve. What up,
That's
Steve?
come on, Steve. That's
Yeah.
I feel like that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Tour would be tricky. I'm not sure I can't remember how it worked on tour. Did they ever? I don't think I
Exactly.
was ever reimbursed for a haircut on that tour,
See,
but
this is
yeah.
exactly what I'm getting at. I feel like it is tricky unless if you have somebody who knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to black hair backstage, especially like when it comes like we need like barbers and stuff, like who could do
Hmm.
a good fade sometimes, well, depending on the style of the show. And so I do wonder like what the answer is now for people going out on tour. Have is there somebody backstage with them? Are they having to find random barbers in random cities? And so I'm always just looking for like a solution for that. And um, but
Yeah, on
anyway,
tour we definitely went to random barbers in random cities, and it's like, good luck. But
so unfair.
yeah.
Um, okay, and so I'm so thankful for you joining me today. And before we go, I just want to touch on your TikTok videos. It really is. They really are so funny. Conversations with a Libra, with a Taurus. Like it's how did you even think like where did you even get this idea? It's really fun. It's so fun.
Thank you. So it really stemmed from me gradually conquering self doubt that I've dealt with again the majority of my life. So I would say very easily the last 20 years of my life, I have been submerged in self doubt. So like people wouldn't even know because I would portray charismatic characters, but at
Yeah.
home or just in my own
Yeah.
personal thoughts and feelings, I would feel like I was only adding value to the world if I was portraying somebody else. And so the last like 2 years have been transformational with me, shaking off all of that unnecessary stuff. And from that, I in March I started doing a wellness check, just because everybody's just been going through so many you know what's been happening, the
Yeah.
last 2 years with the pandemic and stuff like that. And so when we started to do a wellness check with people online, I challenged myself to just create and share every day. And then as I started to do that, it encouraged me to continue. And then I saw it resonate with people, and then I started to continue more. And then so one day I was just like, okay, I have an idea for this you know well, I've always been doing zodiac things, but like, so I found videos of myself in 2014, 2015. Like I would just pop in with them, right? And so a lot of my friends already knew that I would always have zodiac conversations with them and stuff like that, and they would tease me for it. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna play around with it. So around
So
March, I
fun.
I was I started doing more skits around March, and then just started to continue. And then some of the feedback and the comments were like, "Oh, you should just do each sign individually and interview those signs." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I
Oh,
tagged that
okay.
person in that comment, and then I kept going and just having like a lot of
And
fun
now
with it. And a lot of people kept telling me that it helped brighten their day. And then this led to me
yes.
doing some television film stuff, and I also like
Nice.
that I get a chance to create and express my own ideas, um, and see them resonate with the world, even if it's just to like make somebody smile. And the more I started to do that, the more it encouraged me to do that. And the space that I'm in now is better than the space that I've been in for a long time. And I'm not going to compromise this space. And so I feel great about my contribution to the world. I feel great about my journey in becoming better every single day. I've been working with a mental health professional. I work with a therapist who gets me together, you know what I mean, and helps me,
Yeah.
stay on my journey, on my path
Yeah.
with all of that. And it's been, and people, and what I've really enjoyed is that not only does it have people found it a way that they feel spoken for, seen, and attacked all at once, and with a little bit of laughter. They also,
And attack.
yeah, it's just seeing how much they connect to it and seeing it resonate has just been beautiful. Yeah.
I'm a Pisces, every time you do something about Pisces, I'm like, "Yeah, that's me, that's me." And my boyfriend, he's a Taurus, and I'm always like, "That's him, that's him." I showed him last night, I'm like, "Now go take your nap now," and he did. He's like,
And that's the other thing too. That's the other thing I was going to say is that people understand the intention behind what you're doing, like the vast
yes,
majority, and that's been my experience at least. And so I was nervous. I didn't know what people were going to think. They think I'm nuts or whatever, or not
you
get it.
are, but in the best way.
But they got it. I was like, okay. So oddly enough, as they will let me know that they feel seen by me, I was
Yes,
also feeling
yes.
seen by them. So
I
yeah.
it's such a dream to talk to you because watching your videos, I'm like, "He's my friend. He's my" No, he's not. He don't know you. Oh my gosh. And so you just really are relatable. I'm gonna let you go, but before I do, is there anything that you are grateful for today or excited about?
I am grateful for the journey that I'm on. I'm grateful for the discoveries that I've made this year with um, overcoming crippling self doubt. I am grateful for the best possible outcome working out in my favor every single day. That's my affirmation that I say um, as often as I can. I am expecting the best possible outcome. And I think that ties into what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the best possible outcome, not only for me, but a chance for me to create something that resonates with people and stays around long after I'm gone.
Mm, mm. Chester, thank you. Where can people find you?
Handle is at Chester Gregory, and my website, chestergregory.com, where I'll be doing, bookings for coachings, engagements, and also have my performance dates on the calendar as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Chester Gregory, everybody.
Hercules, Hercules. Thank you, Salisha.
Thank you.